Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Where are we going next? In today's video, we're back in Universal Studios Hollywood, and we're going to take you guys on a little trip through the Backlot Studio Tour. There's all kinds of really awesome stuff here, like film sets. We're going to take a look at some Fast and the Furious prop cars, the Fast and the Furious ride experience, King Kong's Skull Island's ride experience, and there's a couple special effects areas too we wanted to show you guys. So, without further ado, let's head inside.
Pretty big place. It covers about 415 acres, and it usually takes us a little less than an hour to drive around. About 45 to 50 minutes is the average length of the tour. On this road, on both sides of the tram, in chronological order, we have posters of a lot of our classic movies, and as we drive around, we're going to show you where some of these movies were filmed. But not everything we're going to drive by is fake. Not everything is a movie set. That's a real fire station. Right there.
The real
you can take a picture, but they have one of these in every city. People are like fire truck. Kenan Thompson has been on Saturday Night Live for 18 seasons. He's the cast member who's been on the longest. He's got his own show that films on the lot. It's called Kenan. It's on NBC. Mr. Mayor films show on the lot with Ted Danson. There's a commercial that's filming on the lot today for NBA. So we're going to be driving right next to where they're shooting. Kelly Clarkson does her talk show here, The Kelly Clarkson Show, and she's also one of the voice coaches on The Voice, which films show on the lot. The first sound stage that we passed by, over here on the left, stage 12. Oldest sound stage that we have at the studio. It's currently undergoing a little bit of refurbishment. That stage was built in 1929. It's where we filmed both Frankenstein and Dracula in 1931. Frankenstein's laboratory was built inside that stage, and the inside of Dracula's castle network called Bel-Air. And this is basically a dramatic reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They're pretty much going to be doing the same storylines, the same episodes, but they're going to be doing it as a drama. Will Smith is the executive producer of the show. They haven't started filming yet. They're still building the sets. The last two stages on the left, 17 and 16, are used for Saved by the Bell. So be on the lookout as we drive through this next section, because these trailers that we're passing by on the left are for the stars of the show. And a lot of the cast members from the original Saved by the Bell, which filmed in the 80s, have returned. So we've been driving by, we've been seeing Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley, and all the cast members from the new version of the show. They also film inside Soundstage 21. There's some wardrobe set up underneath the tents on the left that they're using for today's shoot. Before Saved by the Bell moved into the stage, it was previously used for Superstore, which just had its final episode a little earlier this year. On the show, they worked in a big store called Cloud 9, and the set of Cloud 9 was built inside 21. I have to keep looking around as we drive by every stage, because right above every stage entrance door there's a little red light. And if we drive by any of these stages and that red light is on, I have to turn off all the sound on the tram. That light means that there are cameras rolling inside, and they don't want to hear my voice over the speakers when they're filming. These next few stages we're passing, we have been using for Mr. Mayor with Ted Danson. And there's the same stages where he used to work on The Good Place with Kristen Bell. There are statues in front of stage 43 of Minions from the Despicable Me films. Right now, Universal is working with the production company Illumination Entertainment for a new movie with the Minions called Minions: The Rise of Gru. It's going to come out next summer, and there's a poster for them on the side of stage 44, which we also used for Mr. Mayor. Over on the left is a statue for another family film, Ted. Let's just check to see who's listening. Kids, if you haven't seen Ted, watch it when your parents aren't home. You'll learn new words. Oh, this office on the corner of the left side of the tram, right behind the little white fence, belongs to Dwayne Johnson. He's got his own production company, $7. He moved into that bungalow about 4 months ago, and before he moved in, it previously belonged to Jennifer Lopez. She had been working here as one of the producers and judges on the dance competition show World of Dance. All of these bungalows are offices for producers and directors. Alfred Hitchcock one of the most famous directors of all time. He used to work out of office 5195. His profile is still painted next to the door. And almost every time Hitchcock directed a movie, he tried to put himself in the film. And one last soundstage I want to point out. On the corner of the left side of the tram, under a Brooklyn Nine-Nine poster, stage 23. That's where they're working on Kenan right now with Kenan Thompson. We have just crossed the border of our studio. For the first 5 minutes, we've been driving past production offices and sound stages. That's the front lot. Now we're moving into the back lot. This is where we're going to go for the rest of the tour. The back lot is where we have all the sets that are just too big to fit inside the sound stages. We're going to make a U-turn around this giant backdrop, and we're going to take you all around through these sets. So how do we use these sets for filming? And every day there are trams driving around them. It's a pretty simple system, and it's something we're going to experience a little bit later on during the tour. When they're filming, they give us something called a quiet zone. If we're close enough to the section of the back lot where they would hear our voice over the speakers, and they would hear the videos playing over the monitors, they tell us to turn off all the sound on the tram. There will be security guards standing around the set. The security guards have red flags. If the red flag is up, that means that the cameras are rolling, and we may have to stop the tram so that we're not driving by in the background while the cameras are rolling. This is going to happen a little bit later on the tour as we drive by the area where they're filming the NBA commercial. And I'll let you know before we get to areas where they're filming so that you can have your cameras ready. The first part of the back lot that we take you through is often used as New York in movies and television shows. We call this New York Street. And to tell you a little bit more about it, I'm going to bring a guy up on the monitors who films a show in New York. And we saw him a little bit earlier, Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Jimmy Fallon used to be on Saturday Night Live with Andy Samberg, who was out in this barber back lot not too long ago. They've been using these sets for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Kenan Thompson, also from Saturday Night Live, has been out here. They were doing scenes for Kenan out in this barber back lot. The latest season of American Ninja Warrior filmed here. They had the obstacle course built down the whole length of New York Street. And there's a show that we have streaming on the Universal NBC network, the Peacock network, called Rutherford Falls. They've also been filming out this barber backlot.
Film literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride.
Oh, look.
Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Oh no.
The roads on Skull Island can get a little rough, so hold on to your belongings. We don't want you to accidentally drop something off the side of the tram as we're driving through the island. Remember to remain seated at all times and keep your arms and legs inside the tram.
Wow.
we've got a row of Universal picture cars. Now these are some famous cars that we've used in movies and television shows. Behind each one there's a billboard, let you know what we used it in. The only cars up here that don't work are the ones from the Flintstones. They don't have engines because the Flintstones don't have engines, so they made them that way on purpose. We've got some Jurassic Park vehicles and military vehicles from Transformers.
Whoa.
On the monitors you can see some of our picture cars in action. The picture car that people ask us about most often is the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Why didn't we pass by the DeLorean? We don't have that at the studio anymore. That's now in a museum. They moved that car to the Peterson Museum, which is a famous car museum out in Los Angeles, but you can see it on the monitors right there. We've got an area where we've stored some of the sets and some of the vehicles from the Jurassic Park films. As we drive through, the guy who built Jurassic Park, John Hammond, wants to say something.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That was it. That's all he wanted to say. The RV on the left was pushed off a cliff by a T-Rex in the second Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Spinners! Why would we do that? There's dinosaurs spin. That's terrible. That's why my seat has a window. It's not fair. What if we're making a movie or a television show and the script calls for rain and they're shooting inside of a stage, or they're shooting outside on a day when it's not raining? We're going to show you what we do. We're going to stop up ahead in an area called Old Mexico, and we're going to create a little rainstorm. And we're not going to do it with computer effects. We're not going to do it with CGI. We're going to do it old school with sprinklers. So we've got sprinklers hidden in the trees around in the area. We've got some sprinklers on the rooftops on the right side of the tram. So we're going to turn them on. We're going to make it rain in our backlot. We've also got speakers inside the sets. They may not have the speakers on today with the sound of thunder because there is filming going on pretty close by. So, okay, there may not be thunder today, but we're still going to bring in some rain. You can see how easy it is to do this for production.
It's raining.
The problem with this special effect is we run it all day, so every time a tram stops in Old Mexico, it rains, and the set is built on a hill. Over the course of the week, a lot of water has been building up at the top of the hill, and at one point it will all rush down, and sometimes it hits one of our trams as we drive through. This morning, we are that tram. So be careful if you're sitting on the left side, there's a flood coming.
Backing up. Whoa. Oh no. Whoa.
Now as we leave this area, we're coming into our first of two quiet zones. Now we're driving close enough to production where they would hear the sound of my voice, but not close enough to actually see the production. We'll be driving closer to the production a little later, but I do need to turn off the sound just for about 1 or 2. Over on the left side of the tram, Quentin Tarantino had used that for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In the film, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is an actor back in the 1960s, and he's working on a Western television show. That's where they shot all those scenes. There was a scene that filmed right next to those crates that we just passed by where Brad Pitt's character is driving Leonardo DiCaprio to work at the movie studio. Our trams are driving right by as they're filming those scenes. The next section of the backlot that we take you through over here on the right is called Little Europe. There's a sign on the side of the set that says, "Welcome to the Good Place." We had used this as the Good Place in our comedy series that starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
Yes, you're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
That scene where they're at Yogurt from the first episode of the show, filmed directly in front of the tram. There's a set with the two blue doors. you can see a lot of people walk around, some groups walk around this part of the backlot. They're taking one of our VIP tours. If you take the VIP tour, every now and then to get off the vehicle, you can walk around some of our famous sets. These are the same sets from our classic horror movies of the 30s and 40s. It's the village from Frankenstein. We used it in Dracula, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man. This courtyard, over here on the right side of the tram, where the RV is parked, this was used as the area where they would shoot all those scenes with the big mobs of angry villagers. All those horror movies had scenes with the mobs going, let's go kill the monsters. This is Little Europe. So far, all of the sets that we've been passing have been our outdoor sets. Now we're going to drive through one of our sound stages. We're going to show you a set that's built inside. We're going to be in here for about 3 minutes. Cool. There's a track over on the left. 2 sections of a subway train have been built that they can roll back and forth on that track during filming. A few years back, 20th Century Fox rented this stage from us, and they used the set for an episode of Bones with David Boreanaz and Emily Deschanel. They were shooting some scenes at night, and they waited for our tours to finish. Okay, hold on. That was an earthquake. We're coming into a fairly lengthy quiet zone.
I don't want to go there. Oh, there goes that scuba down there.
Everybody, again, that was an NBA commercial. So if you see a commercial with a multicolored school bus with a big sign on the top that says "Power to the People," that's what they were filming on the backlot as we were driving by. We'd also just passed by a street. I wasn't able to talk as we were passing by the street. We had used it as Wisteria Lane on Desperate Housewives for 7 years. They currently use it for Keenan. Like on the show, Keenan lives in the same neighborhood where the Desperate Housewives live. And Mindy Kaling used to do the Mindy Project out there. She's currently producing another show for Netflix, Never Have I Ever. And that's been filming out in that part of our backlot. There are a couple more picture cars that we're going to be passing by. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to see behind a gate, behind a fence, some of the vehicles from F9. We've got Dominic Toretto's Charger parked over there. There's some race cars that we're using the opening scene of the movie where Dominic Toretto's father is racing. Oh, wow. Right now, they're getting this part of our backlot ready for Halloween Horror Nights. They're also using a section of the backlot over on the left-hand side that was used, originally built for War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. We're going to be passing by a crashed airplane set. We're not going to be driving right next to it, but you should be able to see the airplane crash site set right behind the facades over here on the left side of the tram. There you go. You can see a crashed airplane. There was another movie that had filmed on our backlot involving a major plane accident, Sully, with Tom Hanks. That film sequence is in front of the big blue backdrop.
My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, and as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. Taking care of business. Hobbs out.
Agent Hobbs has just rerouted our tram into this building. There's no need to put on your 3D glasses right now. They just want us to hide until it's safe for us to go back outside and continue the tour. Manny, since it's your birthday, we kind of threw you a surprise party. We thought this might be the kind of party you like. I'm going to be back in a little while. I am required to get off the tram to join them.
Everybody out! Lift me up! Turn that music off!
Why are you breaking up the party? We just got here. Everybody's leaving? Wait a minute. What are we doing?
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And the what else?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Damn, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. It's like that.
First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Never mind, a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off shot. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I want to know this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Short trace test. House can't hold forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move in the vehicle.
This is gonna get real interesting. I'm on the leases, all warmed up, right next door.
This is our turn.
Pass around!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Hook him up.
I got the bull by the horn!
Now we're moving.
I've got company! The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Find him!
Way to go, Letty.
Drone climbing up the missile shot!
Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this.
Roman, don't shoot! Head with the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold on!
Hit the nitrous. Oh, you die.
All right, let's hear it for Fast and Furious Supercharged.
All right, and that's going to do it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed the Backlot Studio Tour at Universal Studios Hollywood. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, or if you want to take your own trip on the Backlot Tour, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to find out where we're going next.